Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I was supposed to film a review, but I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and then walked around the mall for a while and did not have time to do that. So instead, I am going to be looking at some canceled or unreleased to the public or just at all Monster High, I guess you could say prototypes in a way? I don't know. Basically, these are things that were never released. They were either found on the Monster High Wikia page or on the Monster High Monday tag on Instagram because the creator, Garrett Sander, loves to post about things that never were officially released. So I'm not going to be going over all of them. If you guys want a part 2 where I do that, I'll gladly make it. But today, I just feel like talking about some of my personal favorites, so let us begin. I'd like to start this video off with something that I'm sure we've all seen before, but this is the Gory Gazette / Ghostly Gossip Haunted playset. Originally, Spectra was supposed to be a playset doll, but she was instead given a smaller boxed release alongside the other Getting Ghostly Ghouls because this playset was never ordered by the manufacturers. Or not the manufacturers, but more the retailers. So, because this playset just wasn't very popular among retailers to buy, I believe nobody actually bought this, which is why it was scrapped. The playset was never produced, and Spectra's release ended up being delayed, and in some parts of the US, she just kind of never really made it to stores' shelves. I found her at some random store that's only available in my state called, I think it's called Bell's? But, yeah, basically this Spectra had to be repackaged and released separately because as the main character of the movie, she needed to be released. So, yeah, a shame that this playset never saw the light of day, because it's actually pretty cute. I probably would have bought it, I kind of like it. So next up is this character named Yuna. You may have seen her before, because she was supposed to be featured in the Monster High and Ever After High crossover, but she was not because the movie was cancelled. Therefore, this character never got to be properly introduced, and all we have is this concept art of her. There are no prototypes of her doll, but she probably would have looked exactly like this unless they went with Ever After High budget and decided to mold her leggings on. But yeah, there's basically not much information aside from her name and this picture, and the fact that she was meant to be in the canceled movie. So it would be nice to see this character come back, but because Ever After High is not coming back and we don't know which school she goes to, it's unlikely we'll ever see her again. But hey, only time will tell, right? The next thing I would like to talk about is River Styx's prototype doll. So this is one of the things that was shown in MH Monday on Garrett Sander's Instagram. Basically, River was initially supposed to be a lot more skeletal and less cutesy. So you guys know how she's got the appearance of bones in her arms, her forearms, and in her calves and stuff, right? Well, it was supposed to be in her face as well. Her face was supposed to be a translucent plastic with a whole skull molded inside, and you would be able to see the skull very clearly. That's what kind of makes her look so eerie in the doll picture on the right. On the left is her initial concept art, but they didn't like the pixie cut. By they, I mean Mattel, so it was changed to give her her long hair that she ended up being released with. She just had a lot more detail before. Her dress kind of looked more like streamers since she's a party girl. And yeah, the doll isn't that different, but the face is very different. It'd be interesting if this prototype ever popped up online anywhere. She was also supposed to have a pet. It was named Caution, which is kind of cute. So Caution, like River, was molded the same way, like the River prototype, with a skeleton inside of a clear plastic. So, yeah, it was supposed to be kind of creepy looking, which is kind of the reason that it got scrapped, which is very unfortunate because it would have been really cool to see these two things be released, especially because River was released during a time when new Monster High characters didn't have pets anymore. So, I just think it would have been cool to see. It's sad that we didn't get it, but I am happy with the River doll that was released. Our next canceled dolls are this line. This particular line may look familiar to you, and that is because this is the series of fashion packs where the ghouls and two guys were supposed to get sporty themed uniforms. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of this line of fashion packs, but it was supposed to be an actual line of dolls. So it featured, obviously, Draculaura, Frankie, Deuce, Claude, Claudine, and Laguna. Here are close-ups of all of the dolls. Draculaura's face is unique, I would say. I would say that all of these characters never got these exact screenings, except for Claude and Deuce, because they didn't change very much. The thing that did change, though, is that we never got the Claudine with super cute and short curly hair, and we never got the Claude with curly hair. This Claude was actually supposed to be his first release, initially. And here's a close-up of him. I know he looks kind of greenish in these pictures, but it's just the lighting. Claude would have been his normal skin tone that he was released with. I'm very interested in these dolls, particularly the Claudine. I wish she had been released. I really like the curly hair. I think it's supposed to be like the afro she had in the artwork for her fashion pack with the... It's like a soccer fashion pack, I think. I don't know, she had like shin guards or something. But overall, I would have been really happy if these dolls had been released, but I guess it's okay that they were just fashion packs. Though it does seem like Frankie's rooting pattern was reused on her classrooms doll, or, well, not classrooms, it was the Day at the Mall pack. The fashion pack that was also made into a doll that was released. That's what it looks like. But yeah, it would have been cool to see these, so maybe sometime in the future, we'll get to see a line similar to this. Next up is the Freddy Hawkins 5-pack, which this release would have replaced the Mall Monsteristas 5-pack. If you guys remember, it's a 5-pack of dolls that was just kind of never really released in the US for some reason. It featured a Claudine, Invisibility, Draculaura, Gigi, and Spectra. Well, this is the pack that it was supposed to be. It featured Scara and Invisibility, Abby and Heath, and Headmistress Bloodgood as their teacher chaperone, even though she is the principal. Well, the headmistress, but still. This headmistress doll is gorgeous. I don't know why there's a play button in the middle of the screen, but this is the best picture I could find that compiled all the images we got of her. I love the purple lips. I love her accessories. The shoe mold is so cute. It literally has her horse on it. I love that it has Nightmare on it. That's great. So, we were robbed of this headmistress. She looks great. We were also robbed of this Abby and Heath, where they kind of swap colors. It looks really cute. She's got this whole fire thing going on, and he's supposed to be ice or blue fire. His hair was never produced, and his eyes were never finished. So that's why he looks like... I don't know what to compare him to, but that's why he looks like that. As for these two, they're just ugly nerds, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't like the way these two look. I guess Scara isn't so bad, but it's just those shapeless tops that they're wearing. Her dress, has no form, his top just looks really ugly, and I don't like the green streaks, ugh. But I definitely see what they were going for here. I see what they were trying to do, even though it didn't work very well. But in short, this 5-pack would have probably been a Target exclusive, and it would have been very interesting to see. Personally, I am okay with the fact that this was never released. I probably wouldn't have bought it, so yeah. Plus, I don't want to imagine what the prices would be like if these dolls had ever actually come out. It would be scalping hell. So, yeah. With that, I think we've gone over just about all of my favorite Monster High prototypes. That was quicker than I expected. As I mentioned before, Monster High has a ton of content that, was never produced, tons of which the creator has posted about, but I personally just love looking at it. I'll go back under the MH Monday tag all the time, and I have to scroll through people promoting their own posts by using the tag, but once you get to all the posts that the creator made, you kind of just get sucked into the rabbit hole of looking at, beta designs and stuff. It's just so interesting to me. Originally, the Fierce Rockers pack of Caddy Noir and Toralei was supposed to be Caddy and Casta, which, while I like the Toralei that came out with that pack, Casta deserved a second release. Come on now. So, it is a shame that Caddy and Casta were robbed of a 2-pack, but at least we got Caddy and Toralei, right? But anyway, that's just one example. So, I guess I don't have that much else to say other than it would be interesting to see some of these concepts resurface at some point, especially because since Mattel has realized that Monster High was their best brand, they're slowly trying to bring it back. My scene stands out there, just sit down. I'm a Monster High fan at heart. Please let me have this moment. So hopefully Mattel picks up the slack of leaving Monster High dead for a few years and they stop producing only Skeletor dolls, because let's face it, those are cool, but we would all much rather have the ghouls that we know and love back. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!